Hi guys. And a
Hi,
big,
Manny.
big congrats on Bake Squad season 2. It's as fun and informative as ever. I love it.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we really raised the bar this season, right? You thought it couldn't get bigger than season 1, but Christophe and Gonzo and Maya, Camille and Ashley, I mean, they just bring the thunder, challenge to challenge.
I know they're like the Avengers for bakers.
Truly. Truly.
That's the idea, yes.
Now let's begin with you, Miss Christina. Take us from the very beginning, back before season 1. Give us the genesis of how it all began. What got you interested in joining the Bake Squad?
I mean, I wanted to create the Bake Squad, to your point, like things that I've known to be true my entire career, certainly since I started Milk Bar, right? That dessert has these incredible superpowers. Dessert has the power to save the world. And in these big and little ways, and wanting to bring together a team of these like real life superheroes through the lens of the dynamo of dessert to do good in this world, because we need it. We need it in this world, right? There are incredible people that are doing incredible things that deserve to be celebrated, and wanting to put together a squad of 4 different pastry chefs that focus on different mediums, that specialize in different things, to help me really chase down this idea and this goal of showing up for people. And I mean, enter these 4 incredible bakers, pastry chefs, artists in their own right. And I mean, to think that we're in season 2 already, doing good and inspiring, I think, the like inner home baker in everyone, but also inspiring folks to show up for the people that are doing incredible things in the world with dessert. Like that's why you become a pastry chef outright. And of all the ways that we are different, it's definitely the thing that the 5 of us have in common at Bake Squad.
Oh, what about you, Mr. Christophe? Monsieur Christophe, the pastry illusionist. Tell us from the very beginning too. Did Christina approach you, or what did you think when she said, "Come join me"?
All right. So since the really beginning, the first phone call that I received and explaining the whole concept of the show, it didn't take me too long to say, yes, I'm interested. And the reason why is because what we are showing in Bake Squad, it's exactly what we are showing in real life. We are baking for people. We are celebrating events. We are doing wedding. We are doing anniversaries. And when the producer explained me the whole concept of Bake Squad, I'm like, well, yeah, that's what I'm doing every day. So why not doing it and showing to the rest of the world through Netflix, you know? And that's how it all started.
Oh no, Miss Christina, I love that this season. I mean, there's different varieties, if you may, right? I mean, there's varsity gay league, there's a multicultural wedding. I mean, tell us how you guys plan it. I mean, it's intriguing.
I mean, one of our favorite things to do is to think about, I mean, we get so many calls to show up as Bake Squad for an event. And I think one of our favorite things to do when we're thinking about the events and we're choosing events that that maybe aren't as obvious, that you don't think about. Or choosing a person, like there's a young man who's celebrating his bar mitzvah. He is such a special human. It's not just anyone's bar mitzvah. It's this kid that, you know, like finds the odd person out at the lunchroom, that befriends, you know, the kid that is different than all the other kids, that thinks about being a great human in the world. And so it's equal parts showing up for that very, very, very special person on perhaps a relatively normal celebration, but it's also, like, to your point, like Varsity Gay League, the 80s volunteer appreciation. It's showing up for moments that maybe don't get a lot of celebration or a lot of air. It's like showing up for the people that deserve to be celebrated, that you wouldn't otherwise think about celebrating, that make a really big difference in the world. And that is a really fun part of the beginning of Bake Squad. And then, of course, it comes down to pushing these incredible bakers to dream even bigger and to believe in what they can bake and create in such a limited period of time, right? Like if we gave these bakers days and days, woo, but like we're doing it under the time crunch. And that's I think the other part of like the stickiness and the magnetism of the show is who we choose to show up for and thinking about things differently, and then what these incredible bakers dare to dream up and then chase down.
You know what? I think that you're right. I mean, I think it tugs, it's got emotion. It works with your heart and your stomach and your palate,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's got the perfect, I think that's the perfect ingredient for it. Now, Mr. Christophe, what is the most challenging aspect of the show this season?
I think is honestly, I treat every challenges as a competition, but not a competition against Ashley, Gonzo, and Mayakami. It's always a competition against myself, right? It's like, how can I show up and be the really best and to execute to the really perfection? Because the whole goal is to show something that is amazing to the customers, right? And I think that's the most challenging. It's really to, with this short amount of time, to be able to show the best that we can do, right? And that's really challenging, because in real life you have more time, you have more planning, you have more help, you have the whole team that is behind you. But Bake Squad is like you on camera, you have 7 hours, and I want to do these crazy things, right? How can I make it happen? And that's really challenging.
But you know what, though, Miss Christina, what I love best about the show is the focus of the show is not to eliminate anyone, but to provide elaborate desserts.
That's
right?
It is I think it's probably like what we need more of in this world, right? It's we can all win together, right? Like we can all chase down our dreams, and it's not about someone doesn't have to lose, if like air quotes lose, in order for someone to win. I think it's about being in an environment of people that are inspirational, that are motivational, that push you to be even better than you thought you could be, and that are up against the same challenge themselves. I think that part of Bake Squad in and of itself is awe-inspiring, right? Whether you're a baker or not, this idea of like dreaming big and believing in what you can do and challenging yourself and thinking beyond what you thought possible, and then being bold about chasing it down. There's also, by the way, Manny, like plenty of setbacks in the kitchen. Season 2 is no different than that, but like I think it shows the humanity of what happens when you really set a goal and go for it. And that's the beauty of Bake Squad, that you have the camaraderie of a squad that's cheering one another on. And of course, everyone wants their dessert to be chosen because they're so proud of the work that they put in, but they're cheering one another on while they're competing with themselves and one another. But it is the magnification of what happens when you infuse and protect positivity in a workspace. In our case, it's the kitchen. Like incredible things happen, and we just need to be reminded of that more and more, I think.
Oh, that's why I love the show. You guys are amazing. A big congrats on Bake Squad season 1 and season 2 now. And stay sweet, you guys, okay?
Thank you, Manny. We will.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Good luck.
Bye.